You did that on purpose.
Hey, John.
How are you, man?
Good. Welcome to 5 Questions with Kory.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
I saw, I know you've got a little U of A paraphernalia in the background. You're wearing the red and white. So I just thought I would, show up with some maroon and gold and balance the world a little bit.
I really appreciate that. It makes me feel like we're very diverse.
And I don't know if you recognize this particular photo. I think it was from about 3 years ago when ASU beat the school down south. And this was the sticking the pitchfork in the U of A logo.
But see, I feel like that happens every year. I can't even say, well, just wait till basketball season, because that doesn't even work anymore.
Well, a couple of years, they'll be back at full strength again.
Hopefully.
All right. So let's jump in. So we've got 5 questions, somewhat random. So my first question is, what were your least and most favorite jobs you've ever had outside of Keep?
Well, it would never be Keep, because this is my favorite job. That's a really interesting question. So I started working when I was 15, and I can tell you that my first job, I was actually working at a Denny's, and I was a busboy / dishwasher, which seemed like a great job at the time. And then I really got in, and I started to learn some of the people and what they do. And I decided I don't want to be a dishwasher working at a restaurant. And I quickly left that job. And I still remember it to this day, because I recall being written up for something that someone on the shift did that I don't even have any knowledge of. And I recall trying to explain that to my mom and asking her, like, why does that happen? And she's just like, you better get used to that. That's how the world is going to work. And I was like, okay.
So how long did you work there as a busboy?
About 3 months.
Oh, nice. Yeah. My shortest job was 2 days. So it was a Mexican restaurant. I was also a busboy. And I decided 2 days in, it was not for me. I couldn't sing happy birthday in Spanish, so I was out. So.
But it was like all things that we do. It's an experience, and you learn from it, and it helped shapes you. It kind of told me I want to be on the more professional side and do what I want to do. I'll be really honest with you. One of my favorite jobs was when I was in consulting. The reason that I enjoyed the job so much was that it was always changing, and it was always different. About every 18 months, I would move on to either a new client or a new project or a new initiative. And it's really fun to do that, like to restart, replan, kind of start with a fresh slate. Mm-hmm. I had a lot of fun in that job. I learned a ton. I learned a lot of technology. I learned a lot about project management. I learned a lot about client and vendor management. It was really a fun job, and I got to travel, so that made it enjoyable. But then obviously after many years of travel, you kind of wear out, and you just want to be at home and have a normal job.
But I think, like you said, a great experience for a short time in your career to give you exposure to things that you would have never had the opportunity to kind of see and do. So really great kind of ends of the spectrum, starting out at Denny's and then seeing the world. So
yeah, that's kind of a good way to look at it. I used to tell, so I had some younger folks that I talked to and mentor, and I had said, if you can find a job that lets you see the world, that's because you're going to get a benefit and you're going to learn. Unfortunately for me, when I traveled, I just worked. So my wife and I talked about the places that I worked, and we'd like to go back and enjoy ourselves. I'd love to go to Argentina and go to Patagonia and spend a month just hanging out. So maybe we'll get to do that someday.
All right, we're going to jump on to question number 2. So this is winding the clock back even further. So when you were in high school, what would you have been known most for?
sideburns and my 1970 GTO.
Nice.
It was a very, my dad and I rebuilt a 1970 GTO when I was in high school. It was a fun project with my dad. I was kind of a social guy. I didn't align to a group. I wasn't a jock or you know, the stoners in the alley. I kind of hung out with everybody. Not surprisingly, kind of how I do things at work today. But I was kind of known as the crazy guy with the sideburns and the really fast car.
Do you have any photos of those that you would be willing to share with me?
The sideburns of the car.
Either.
I probably do. I'll dig those up. I know I do. They're somewhere. I may have to go back in the archives for that one.
That would be gold. Did you, if I remember right, did you serve in the military also?
I was not. I was not in the military. I was a very large supporter of the military. Back when I actively rode motorcycles, I actually was a member of the American Legion Riders in Chandler.
That's right.
I was the president
of the American Legion thing, and I was equating that with a military thing. So
yeah, my dad was a strong Navy man, and he instilled a lot of the values in me, and my support has always been like through the Legion, supporting veterans. I haven't spent as much time doing veteran directed charities in the past 3 or 4 years, but it was a passion of mine for quite some time.
What are some of the highlights of the times that you were more active in serving in that and just kind of working with our veterans?
Yeah, so I had a really good time like putting together memorial rides. I was also a member of the Patriot Guard Riders, where we would go to military funerals with the motorcycle brigade, basically. And we would do flag lines and support families. One of my favorite things to do from that era was welcome homes for soldiers. We used to go to the airport. The family would let us know, hey, my son, my daughter, my veteran is coming home. And we would show up at the airport, and they would be greeted to a endless line of flags, and it would open up to their family. And we would then take them outside and we would do a group circle, and we would say a little bit of a prayer. And then we would play Lee Greenwood. And we would circle up and just surround the family and kind of let them reunite and rejoice. That was one of the funnest things that I'd ever done. Just seeing mom and dad reunited with their children and seeing heroes. It was really a lot of fun during that time to do those.
Cool thing to do. Yeah, whenever I see the videos of soldiers coming home and embracing their loved ones, I'm a ball of tears. It's just like it does, it just gets your heart every time, right?
Yeah. When you see long bearded motorcycle dudes crying, it hits you right there.
Absolutely, man. Well, hey, all right, next question. So you and I have talked about, just the pandemic and just how challenging that has been. And so as we're finally starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel on that, has there been one thing that you've been looking forward to do, or maybe even one place you've been looking forward to go to once we, get to the other side of this?
I'm looking forward to see. So I'm at a weird spot because I'm moving from one role to another.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing my team, my new team and my old team. I'm looking forward to some hugs. I'm looking forward to some happy hours, and some, going out and just enjoying ourselves again. I miss that. I think that with me because I'm very personable and I enjoy interaction. COVID was hard on me, so I've struggled a bit. And with my team, PDSL, like, as you know, we're a very tight-knit group. So that's been beneficial for me. But I can't wait to hug my buddies, high five, just going out and having a beer or a slice of pizza or something. I'm just looking forward to that. From a family perspective, a lot of stuff went on hold. And I'm really looking forward to making sure my daughter knows that the world didn't change, that We're going to be able to go to Europe. We're going to be able to have the vacations. And ultimately, my wife and I want her to come out of it even stronger, knowing how she's been through a pandemic. She knows how to deal with these things. Now let's get back to being happy, knowing that you have the mechanisms in place in case a global pandemic or something traumatic happens.
Right, definitely. Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to giving you a hug again soon too. So,
well, we're close, my friend.
Yeah,
we're close.
So last question, you actually referenced it. You are transitioning to a new role at Keep. So tell us a little bit about what the role is and what you're looking forward to in the new position.
So I'm going to transition into a new role, the Senior Director of Operations. I'll be, as Carla Nichols has described it, I'll be her right hand. She's supporting CS and Ops. And I had a discussion with her around what the role is. Some of the Ops leadership has transitioned out. I think the announcements that have happened around the company, everyone's aware of that. But I'll be transitioning into the role to assist Carla in how we run ops, really understanding the org. My primary focus will be on our subscription management project, trying to get that through across the finish line, really supporting the IS team, making sure that they get the support that they need. And then what I want to do once we get past the finish line is I'm really looking forward, as you know, to getting to know the team. I want to understand where they need help. I want to help them build confidence. The ChargeBee project, subscription management, has been very hard on systems because they're kind of in the middle of everything and kind of at the crux and running the project. And so if anything happens, it falls on them. And it's my understanding they've worked tremendous hours, weekends. They've just been doing a Herculean effort to deliver this. I want to get back to some peace and some clarity and giving them some space and some work-life balance and focusing on getting out of just tactically doing tasks and getting them focused back on leading, right? And doing what's right for the company. I almost feel like some of the busyness of the project has taken away from their ability to celebrate Keep and how well we're doing. And that's really where I want to focus. Obviously, getting into operational efficiencies, getting the metrics right, making sure that the team doesn't miss a beat. That's really what I'm looking forward to. But the biggest thing, like I have a smile on my face, and I said this to Carla, the chaos is kind of fun for me. I love to conquer the chaos. To steal a term from Scott and Clay, I love to conquer the chaos. And what I've learned from my new team is they're ready. Like they're a strong team and they're ready to do it. So I'm nervously excited. As you know, being my old peer, we were a very tight-knit group. And now I'm going into an organization where I've got to know everyone again and earn trust and build confidence. And I'm kind of excited for that. I enjoy those types of things. It's a little scary, but I enjoy it.
Now it's kind of getting back into your consultant role again, right? Where you got to put on the new hat and you got to learn something new and you got to meet new people and understand their processes and figure out how to make it all work.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, we are sorry to lose you on the PDSL side, but for your new team, they're getting a great leader, and I'm excited to see what you do to help them, reach their goals, objectives, and really help our company move forward. So, all right, that's all I've got. That's our 5 questions. You don't have to look at the ASU background anymore. I'll shut this off, and you can have nightmares about that last football game, but. We'll definitely look forward to seeing you soon again and grabbing lunch and hanging out.
I'm looking forward to it, Kory. It's just, I'm excited to just expand throughout the org and really, PDSL was fun. I want to bring the fun to other orgs too, right? We worked hard, but we had fun, and I want to bring that to other orgs. Not saying they don't work hard. I want to bring back the fun is what I want to do.
All right, that's awesome. Thanks, John.
Thanks, Kory. I'll talk to you later, my friend.
Yeah.